Hello everybody, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. Today I'm going to be showing you my top 10 best weapons to use in Fallout 76. I'll also be showing you the builds that I use in this video and also where to get the weapon plans, how to find them, and demonstrations on how each gun works, and weapon mods. Let's go ahead and get right into the video with weapon number 1. And stay tuned to the end of the video for an additional 2 more special weapons at the end. Alright, so for weapon number 1, I'm going to be showing off the Enclave plasma rifle here at the West Tech facility. I'm just going to be doing the outside so I can make this quick and sweet. So this weapon pretty much demolishes everything it comes in contact with. It truly is a it is truly a beast. It puts these super mutants down quicker than anything. Definitely a 10 out of 10 weapon. Super easy to use, super fun, but getting it is a whole other story. But yeah, I think that's West Tech pretty much in about 30 seconds. But yeah, let's get on to the mods and the build that I just showed off. All right, so for the Enclave plasma rifle, I'm here back at my camp to show you guys off the mods on the weapon. Anyway, on to the mods. I'm using the Prime Capacitor, which is right here. You can get this from Scorched Beast events. The Scorched Earth, which I did in my video, the How to Launch a Nuke. Or you can get this from player vendors. I got mine from a player vendor not too long ago. But yeah, definitely increases the ability. You can see the standard capacitor compared to the Prime. And it's definitely worth it. The ammo's pretty easy, pretty manageable, especially if you have a plasma caster. So yeah. For the stabilized flamer barrel, it is a lot harder to get this than you might think. It takes people sometimes up to months. I've heard that some people have taken years off of their life to try to find this. Some people get it within the very first try. If you want to get it, you have to go to the Watoga station, which I'll show you right now. It is right here on the map. You want to go to the Watoga station and another spot, and it should be inside the vendor, and the Watoga shopping plaza. Another chance to get it is a drop connection event from the Enclave, which if you are not part of the Enclave yet, you can start their missions by going to the abandoned waste dump. But you have to be a general rank to be able to do the mission. If you want to know where the drop connection event normally spawns, just continue to server hop. You'll eventually find it. It's normally here at Berkeley Springs, Harper's Ferry, or sometimes actually at Watoga. On to the build that we're using. Here it is. So here are the special perks right here. I have 3 in strength, 15 in perception, 1 in endurance, 7 in charisma, 11 in intelligence, 6 in agility, and 13 in luck. So I'm using the blocker so I can take less damage from melee. It's pretty simple. This is an assault rifle build, so we're running the Master Commando, Tank Killer for the armor penetration and the stagger chance, more Commando, another Commando perk, and Concentrated Fire for better VATS. I did not use VATS because it would obliterate in VATS, and I really don't feel like doing too much in that. But this is not a completely important perk. You can add it if you like to do VATS. You can keep it. I like it on. So it's totally up to your preference if you want to remove the Concentrated Fire for maybe something else that you might like Glowing Sight. For Endurance, I have Radical because I like to run Bloody builds, so the greater the rads, the greater the strength. For Charisma, I like to do Lone Wanderer. I don't have any friends to play with, so I use this perk a lot. Suppressor, you can definitely maybe figure out if you want to add an extra for this, but I like 2 stars. 3 stars for Tenderizer. This is going to be in most of all the builds that I'm going to show you today. Nerd Rage, because I'm running a bloody build, you don't need to have Nerd Rage, but I definitely think it is very good because of that 15 extra damage, that 50% extra damage. Now you don't need the power user for the fusion core stuff. I like to run power armor, so it's a must need for me. So you can definitely remove this perk and replace it with something else that might fit your playstyle a little bit better. But if you're someone who likes to run power armor, definitely run this perk. To do maximum efficiency damage, you're definitely going to run Science, Science Expert, and Science Master. These are essential. Now, for agility, I don't really care too much. I just run 1 for Action Boy and then 5 for Adrenaline. Definitely 2 very important perks. You could probably remove the Power User and switch it out for some more for the agility so you can have better regeneration points. For luck, I run Max Bloody Mess, which would explode your enemies into a blood gory paste. Tormentor, I only run 2, but I'm thinking about maybe adding the extra perk, but I don't think it's necessary. Better criticals for sure. So the definitely VATS criticals are going to be very good. This is going to run hand in hand with your concentrated fire perk. Class Freak, the negative effects of your mutations are reduced. I'm running a bloody build. I have lots of rads. This is a very useful perk. Starch genes will never you will never mutate from rads, and Radaway will never cure your mutations. If you ever feel like not running a bloody build, just pop this on, and your mutations will go ahead and stay. So this is for the Enclave plasma rifle. Pretty basic, pretty cool. And we're gonna go ahead and look at our next second weapon. Okay, so we're back here with my next weapon. I'm using the Gatling gun. Back here at West Tech to show off this build. I am using a bloody build for this one. It makes pretty quick. It definitely doesn't do as much damage as the Enclave, but it doesn't take as much ammo. And what you might notice once you get the Enclave plasma rifle is its durability does not last very long. That is a very huge issue with that weapon. But it's still nonetheless very good, and you're not going to have to be using nearly as much ammo because it kills so quick. So yeah, that's the outside of West Tech fully taken care of. Let's go ahead and show you the build. So before I show the build, I'm going to show you where you can get the weapon plans real quick. Over here at the White Spring, once you enter the area where all the vendors are, there's a pretty high chance that you're going to come across a vendor that's selling the Gatling gun. So if you want to pick it up, it's most definitely right here. Make sure you're running the hard bargain perk so you can maximize not having to waste all your caps. So definitely a must-get gun. It's very good, very manageable. The ammo is extremely easy to come by. So for my legendary 3-star perks, I'm running Bloodied, Limb Damage, and a 10% chance to cause a player to be invisible after 2 seconds of hitting a target. Now the third perk is not very good, but the first two are what we're looking at. This is a very good gun. So for the receiver, you do not need the prime. It's very useless, to be honest with you. You may think, oh, damage, but no, it's not really that necessary. You can just run the speedy. Now for the barrel, you're going to run the long barrel, obviously to maximize that accuracy and your range. So definitely very good. Now for the grip, you can most definitely run the comfort grip. I don't know why I don't have it on. You can always run the standard. I don't know why I don't have comfort grip on, but yeah, that's the one you're going to want. For the magazine, don't see large magazine and say, ooh, that's what you want. It already has 250 bullets in the mag with just the standard magazine, and it reloads way quicker. So trust me, you're not even going to need 250 bullets to kill. What in the world are you shooting at? So definitely going to want to run a sight on this gun. It's very hard to run without a sight because it is very not accurate, to say the least. So yeah, so definitely don't need a muzzle at all. But of course you can run like, you know, skins on it, but I don't need to. So, but yeah, this is the build. So to show you off the stuff that we're using, we're going 12 in strength, 5 in perception, 1 in endurance, 5 in charisma, 10 in intelligence, 9 in agility, and 14 in luck. So I'm using all the heavy gunner perks with the blocker. I'm using max concentrated fire with glowing sight, radical, Lone Wanderer and Tenderizer, Nerd Rage, Power User, Stabilizer, and Science Master. Now, you most definitely do not need to run Power User again unless you're someone who likes to use the Power Armor. 1 in Action Boy, 3 in Covert Operative, and 5 in Adrenaline. Bloody Mess, Better Criticals, 1 Gun Army, Class Freak, and Starch Jeans. So, we're back with our third weapon on my list. Back at West Tech to show you off the chainsaw. That is a super mutant with what I'm assuming is... Here, we gotta take this guy out real quick. There we go. So, the chainsaw is very broken, for sure. It handles these guys with ease. Very broken, very fun. Doesn't take up any ammo, so that's just, you know, an even more bigger plus. And with this build that I'm using, you most definitely will have your enemies crying. It's a little bit laggy here. I'm not sure why. Oh, look at that. Okay, I think we know why it's lagging. That was a floater. I didn't expect him at the party. And yeah, that should be everyone. And the turret's already broken too. What in the world? Okay, well, yeah, that's the chainsaw. Let me show you the build and the perks. So we're back at my camp now. To show you where you can get this, if you go to, here we go, the metal dome, you can go ahead and find it kind of towards the back. I don't know, just search the whole area, you'll find it. There's a guaranteed spawn rate. You do have to be level 50 though, so, probably wouldn't try to go get this until you're level 50. I'm not sure if you can be other levels. We'll check here in just a second. But yeah, here it is. This is the mods that we're using, or the perks right here are, this is a vampires. So we have 50 plus limb damage, 1 for endurance, and the restore 2% health over 2 seconds when you hit an enemy. So this is really good for a melee build because you're having to constantly be in their face and they're hitting you, whether they're hitting you or shooting at you, doesn't matter. This is going to bring your HP back all the way up. That's why you noticed whenever I was taking damage and I was hitting them with the chainsaw, my HP kept going back up. So this is a very, very good build and sells for a lot on the market. So we're using the dual bar. We're using the flamer mod. And I have my own paint on here. But yeah, honestly, there's not many attachments or mods. If you want to get the mods, just go back down here to the Watoga station. Everything should be there. For the build that we're using, I have 15 in strength, 3 in perception, 1 in endurance, 6 in charisma, 11 in intelligence, 9 in agility, and 11 in luck. We're using the two-handed melee. Do not be mistaken and accidentally start putting everything into stuff like Gladiator, because there's a difference between one-handed melee weapons and two-handed. This is a two-handed. So you're going to want the Slugger, the Blocker, Incisor, Expert Slugger, and then Master Slugger. Probably a good idea to throw on Glowing Sight, and go ahead and check on Radical. I'm not sure why Hard Bargain is on there, but it should normally be Tenderizer. So Tenderizer and Suppressor. Nerd Rage, Power User, Master Science, and Gunsmith. Action Boy, Adrenaline, Bloody Mess, Better Criticals, Class Freak, and Starch Jeans. Let's get on to weapon number 4. So for the 4th weapon on the list, I have the Flamer. The Flamer is a really fun weapon because of its insane damage. It really just melts these guys. It is probably one of my favorite weapons, truly. It kills so quick. It does eat ammo up pretty fast, but I mean, that's not too much of a big issue because you can, craft the ammo back. Yeah, it's just this guy left, and just the turret. So yeah, that's the Flamer. I'll show you the build and the mods that are on this and where to find it. Showing you all of the mods and the build that was just used for the Flamer, I would like to show you where you can find the weapon plans and the mods. One of the mods locations that you can go to is the Watoga station. I'm pretty sure you can also buy the plan for it here at the Watoga station. And another area is the White Spring Resort. This is another good little spot that also sells a lot of other weapons. Some weapons that also might be on the list again. But yeah, this is another area. Also, getting into crafting, this is a pretty interesting gun because, so this is the Holy Fire. You can only get this specific version, this specific 3-star, from the event Beast of Burden. So if you ever see that event, definitely hop in and try to get yourself a Holy Flamer. I sell them at my camp, and it's definitely a fan favorite. People love these. It has the Vampire mod, which is super good, and the Rapid. And of course, flamethrowers break very quick, so it's awesome to have the weapons break 50% slower. But okay, sorry for the technical difficulty right there. Onto the attachments, we have the Napalm Tank, just the standard barrel. You can definitely add the longer barrel, but it's definitely not needed. And then the large propellant tank. That is that's it for the attachments. Let's get on to the build. So, for this build, I have 12 in strength, 5 in perception, 1 in endurance, 5 in charisma, 10 in intelligence, 9 in agility, and 14 in luck. These, I have blocker, heavy gunner perks, concentrated fire, glowing sight, radical, lone wanderer, tenderizer. Just check these all out real quick. Pretty basic stuff. And then if you guys also want to check out my legendary perks, these are the same legendary perks I'm using in all of the other builds that I'm going to show. So I'm only going to show this once. But yeah, go ahead and get on to the fifth weapon halfway through. For the fifth weapon on the list, I have the Tesla rifle. So we're going to be trying out this gun. It is very effective. This gun is very fun to use. It works really good with a crowd of enemies. We're going to try to lure him out here so we can kill him. There we go. So, yeah, this weapon works really well in or outside of VATS. Truly a really good weapon. Keeping it fed ammo-wise is a little difficult because of, you're not going to get a lot of ammo back, but it kills very, 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 very quick. Works insanely well in VATS. It is truly a beautiful weapon, and I would recommend it. This is one of the higher rating guns that I'd say is one of the most fun, but works really effective. But let's get to the stats, the build, and where you can find it. To find the weapon plans and the mods for the Tesla rifle, you're going to want to come down to the Watoga Station and the Watoga Shopping Plaza. I have no idea if it might be in other spots. I know that you can find all of the barrel mods and the reflex scopes here, but I'm not sure about any other place. You can most definitely find all the stuff inside player vendors if you're lucky, but that's all about I know. So for the mods that I have already on it, I'm using the Aristocrats. It is very good. It basically enhances my damage because of my caps. So, and then the 50 critical damage and the agility. So very, very, very good. I use the automatic barrel. But of course, you can use something like the charging barrel if you're into snipers, or the shotgun barrel. You can run, shotgun perks. So works really well. And this is what it would come like by itself. I use the reflex scope, or you can just use the standard sights. And I have my own paint. So for the build, it's the same. 3 in strength, 15 in perception, 1 in endurance, 7 in charisma, 11 in intelligence, 6 in agility, and 13 in luck. I'm using the blocker, all of the commando perks, including tank killer and concentrated fire, radical, lone wanderer, suppressor, tenderizer, nerd rage, power user, science, science expert, science master, action boy, adrenaline, bloody mess, tormentor, better criticals, class freak, and starch genes. That's going to be it for weapon number 5. Let's move on to weapon number 6. For weapon number 6, I chose the Plasma Caster due to its ability to kill so quickly and maintain not using so much ammo. The plasma caster really does do it all. It is the jack of all trades. It does everything you need it to do for, well, the low price of how you can get it, and, you know, the low price of how much it costs to, you know, do everything. I don't really know other things to say about it. I mean, this thing just truly melts. You can see it's killing these level 100 super mutants relatively pretty quick. Definitely one of the best guns out there. Truly insane. And we'll go ahead and finish it off with killing that. All right, so yeah, we'll get into the build and where to get it and the mods. To be able to get the plans for the plasma caster, you will have to complete the main quest line in Vault 79, where then you'll be able to talk to Regs and be able to purchase the plasma caster along with all of its mods. Now, for the mods of the weapon, I'm using the anti-armor, which is plus 50% armor penetration, 25 damage while aiming, and negative 25 action points. This allows me to do a lot of things. This is truly one of the best weapons I own. It is very fun to use. So I'm using the prime capacitor because of its ability to have easy ammo, and ultra sight ammo is going to be your number one. You can really see the difference between normal plasma and the prime capacitor. You want to be using, so this is the standard barrel, you want to be using the aligned sniper barrel. And for the scope, you don't really need a scope. I personally don't use one, so I mean, it's fine. And I just have the default appearance. So yeah, this is the plasma caster. It's very, very, very good. Now to the build. I have 12 in strength, 4 in perception, 1 in endurance, 5 in charisma, 11 in intelligence, 9 in agility, and 14 in luck. Now I'm using all of the heavy gunner perks, including blocker, concentrated fire with 1 on glowing sight, radical, lone wanderer, tenderizer, nerd rage, power user, stabilize, science expert, and science master. This is going to increase your damage. It will work along these heavy gunner perks. I have 1 in Action Boy, 3 in Covert Operative, 5 in Adrenaline, 3 in Bloody Mess, 3 in Better Criticals, 3 in One Gun Army, 3 in Class Freak, and 2 in Starch Jeans. So that is the Plasma Caster, gun number 6. We'll be moving on to gun number 7. For lucky weapon number 7, we're going to be using the Fixer, which is a really good weapon all out. Personally, one of my favorites. This is a weapon that I used a lot, and I don't really use it as much anymore, but it truly is one of the it truly is one of the best. Now, it is a little finicky on how you get the Fixer, and you may think, wow, this is a really good assault rifle. How do I get it? Well, it's a little difficult, so I'm going to show you how to get it in just a second. But yeah, that's all of West Tech, completely wiped out. So, to get the weapon plan for the Fixer, there are multiple ways to get it. Well, actually, there are 2 ways to get it. One way is by going to someone's camp and by purchasing it for an absolutely absurd price, because it is a very hard weapon plan to get. The other way, the normal way to get it, is by following the quest line that will lead you right here to the Pylon ambush site. Now, the quest line will give you a Fixer, preferably to the level that you're at. So, but know this, if you are below level 20, it's not going to give you the Fixer, and you cannot use it. So you have to be above level 20 or level 20 to get your very first Fixer, but you're only getting 1. So anyway, to do this, I'm going to show you. It should be in your, right here, Baba Black Sheep. It should be in the quest line of something like that. go to any train station, like how I've mentioned the Watoga station. Go to any train station, go to all of them, and you'll find posters. It just say, "A sheep squatch ate my brother," or something of the similar, something that relates to the word sheep squatch. Click on it and follow the event storyline, and you'll be able to do the storyline. It should give you at the very end an Assaultron call key card, and you want to take it here to the Pylon ambush site, where you will then do the event called Encrypted. The event has a small chance to drop you the weapon plans for the fixer. It is very difficult, and I've done it thousands of times, and I've still yet to get the fixer. But I do have the fixer plan because I bought it off of a vendor. So if you can't do it this way, try to look in your vendors. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's get on to the build. So I'm running the best fixer that you can possibly get, the bloodied one. And you can see how it can go up to 95%. I'm only at 75. So I can make the gun theoretically get a lot better. It has 50% limb damage and weapons break 50% slower with the 40% armor penetration, and then 100% sneaking speed and 50% stealth and shadows. These are a lot. This is why the fixer is so good, because it has all of these perks. Basically a passive 3 perks. You can even make it have an extra. So, now this is what I mean by you can make it have extra, except for it's not necessary. You can just run the powerful automatic. If you want, you can put on a different one, but I find that the powerful one just runs perfect. Obviously, you want to run the standard long barrel, the forceful stock, the perforating magazine, and you have to run the perforating magazine. You don't have to, but it does give you, if you notice, the extra 40% armor penetration. So if you want to do even more damage, just run the magazine. I run the reflex sight dot, and it should already come with the suppressor on it. If it doesn't, it's right here. And of course, you can throw on paint. Now, another thing about all these attachments is there's a lot. There are a lot of attachments. The one way to get them is by scrapping combat rifles. Scrapping the combat rifles will give you the mods for this weapon. And that's the only way you're going to get the mods for this weapon, is by scrapping. So go out there, kill some enemies, take their guns, bring them to a place where you can scrap the weapon, and you'll start learning the mods. Now for the build. We have 4 in strength, 15 in perception, 1 in endurance, 7 in charisma, 10 in intelligence, 6 in agility, 13 in luck. I'm running the full charge, blocker, all of the commando perks. The only ones you are not commando are the concentrated fire. This gun works insanely well with VATS. It's really a VATS machine. And the tank killer perk. Radical, Lone Wanderer, Suppressor, Tenderizer, Nerd Rage, Power User, Gunsmith. You do not need to run Gunsmith. I run this so my gun never breaks. It already has a 50% chance of it not breaking, but with this, makes it 100. So the gun's never going anywhere. I run Action Boy, 5 Adrenaline, 3 Bloody Mess, 2 Tormentor, 3 Better Criticals, 3 Class Freak, and 2 Starch Jeans. Same legendary perks as the last guns, and same mutations. So that's it for gun number 7. Moving on to gun number 8. For gun number 8 on the list, we're going to be doing the Railway Rifle. This one is very fun. Only issue with the Railway Rifle is its magazine capacity, but lucky, that can all be fixed with the, it's a special 3-star perk to help the magazine capacity. It's the Quad Railway Rifle. But, of course, you don't need to have the Quad Railway Rifle. This one does just fine, with even 10 bullets. So, don't worry about that. It's perfectly fine. I don't use the Railway Rifle a lot, but every time I do, it is always a blast. It is truly fun to use. And look at that, that's all the West Tech completely cleared out. To find the plans in the mods for the railway rifle, some of the best places to go are the Watoga Station, the Watoga Shopping Plaza, and there was always a wandering merchant called Graham. Good spots to look for him would be Harper's Ferry and Berkeley Springs. My suggestion is if you need to go to him, probably just look up a video and trying to find out all his spawn spots, but I've normally found him in these two areas. Another area just to get the whole plan itself is the White Spring Resort. I'm pretty sure that's where it is, and it's been there for a while. I'm 90% sure. But yeah, that's how you get the weapon plans in the mods. Now I'm using the Bloodied, and this thing is very, very fun. Kills quick, it's good, everything about it, amazing. So I have the automatic piston receiver. It normally comes off semi-automatic. So you're definitely going to want to get that automatic. Now, don't even think about getting the prime. Don't even. It reduces your damage. Okay? That's a big no-no. And also, it makes it semi-automatic. So you're not going to be able to have as much fun as you can with something that's fully automatic. You're going to want to head and run the long barrel. I don't have the long barrel, but this is the one you're going to want to run. But I enjoy running the short barrel, though, because I don't really care about the long barrel. People say it's, like, super good. Now, you definitely see the range increases by, like, 92. This is totally up to your preference. I don't really use the thing a lot, so I don't really need it. But it's very easy. All you have to do is scrap it to get it. Now, you're definitely going to want to get the recoil compensated stock. And any scope really works, but I find the best one is the long scope, because it increases the range. Do not need a bayonet. No muzzle will work just fine. On to the build that I used. I have 6 in strength, 15 in perception, 1 in endurance, 7 in charisma, 5 in intelligence, 9 in agility, and 13 in luck. You can see that when you're doing this build, the ammo takes up a lot of weight. So you're definitely going to want to run the bandolier perk. This is not necessary. The blocker is mostly necessary. Here's all of our commando perks, same as for any assault rifle. Reticle, charisma, intelligence. I just run... Actually, this is a little bit bugged right here. That's not supposed to be there. The perks you're going to want to run are Nerd Rage, and, well, for me, Power User. So, yeah. Action Boy, Covert Operative is a huge perk. Huge for this build. Adrenaline, Bloody Mess, Tormentor, Better Criticals, Class Freak, and Starch Jeans. So that's it for gun number 8. Moving on to gun number 9, or weapon number 9. For weapon number 9, I chose the Gatling Minigun, or the Gauss Minigun. It is a very interesting weapon. You can check out, you can see its damage, it's doing really well. Let's see where you are. Now, this weapon does very well. I mean, the damage is good. The only issue that I have with this gun is the ammo. The ammo, yeah. The ammo is a little finicky because of the fact that it's going to cost a lot to keep this gun going. But it's very good, though. You can see the damage is good. I'm killing things pretty quickly with it. I mean, look at that. I think I only spent about 200 bullets here, so not bad. But yeah, this is the Gauss Minigun. Let's go ahead and move on where to find the weapon plans, and what the mods are, and what the build I just used was. To get the Gauss Minigun weapon plans, you're going to have beaten the storyline, and you're going to have max Raider reputation. You can see my Raider reputation is maxed out. And you're going to want to come to the crater and interact with the robot that is inside of the interior of the crater, and then you can purchase the Gauss Minigun and all of its mods. This is the only way to get it, unless you can find Minerva during a certain week, and she is selling the Gauss Minigun. She also sells a lot of other things, like the Gauss shotgun. So here it is. It is 50% armor piercing, 50% critical damage, and 1% or 1 plus perception, and the bullets explode, and that is pretty much the 15% damage bonus with the weapon. Now, there is another perk you can use with it. It's to make the bullets explode even bigger. I don't know if that does any extra damage. I didn't really feel like trying it out. So for this one, you have the option of the penta-barrel, the standard barrel, and the tri-barrel, but the tri-barrel does the most damage, so it's going to be the best. You can use the no Tesla coils, the prime, or the Tesla coil capacitor, or the dynamo, but the capacitor, it's going to do you about the most. I run the gunner sight, and that's about it. That is going to be all your mods for the Gauss Minigun. Moving on to the build that we just used. I went with 12 in strength, 4 in perception, 1 in endurance, 5 in charisma, 11 in intelligence, 9 in agility, and 14 in luck. Here are the perks I used for strength, as well as perception, endurance, charisma, and intelligence. Now, you can make the gun hit a little harder. You can. You could probably take away the power user perk and replace it with the science perk. So that's an extra 10% more damage. And Action Boy, Covert Operative, and Adrenaline. Bloody Mess, Criticals, One Gun Army, Class Freak, and Starch Jeans. And that's going to be it for gun number 9. Moving on to our final weapon. My 10th selection, I chose the Cremator. Quick disclaimer, I do not have the Cremator fully modded out. This is a base level one, so you're just going to see the bare minimum of what this gun can do. When it's fully maxed out, I've seen it one-shot glowing behemoths. So just keep in mind that this gun can really just become insane. Only down issue to the fact is its range is its explosion radius is very insane. So, and it gobbles up ammo quicker than most. So it's a very, very good weapon, but it gobbles up ammo. So I'm only using it to its not so insanely good. So it's still doing really well. Don't get me wrong. This is a base. It's not even upgraded at all. I probably have one upgrade, and it's just to make the gun reload. But we started off with 800 bullets, and now we have 90? Or sorry, not 90. Only 500. So yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. But yeah, this is the Cremator. I'll go ahead and show you my my builds and how to get it, and yeah. Weapon plans to craft the Cremator, you have to progress with inside the season pass. Inside the season pass, you get it on page, I think 4 right here, the base version, and the further you progress, the more you unlock its mods. Right here. Oh. Right here. Right here. And, oh, hold up, right here. And to end it off with the final mod, right here. So you need to be able to get to max rank to fully have gotten every single mod for the weapon. I'll show you the mod that I have already on it, which is, now you can see you can change the fuel, you can change the barrel, and the only thing I have on it is the fast propellant tank, which holds about 90 ammo, and it uses about 15 per fireball. You can also throw on, like for me, I can throw on the paint and the standard tank. You can change also the color of the fireballs. So it's a very unique weapon, and people are saying it's one of the best out there right now. I just don't have it maxed out yet. But for my perk build, I have 12 in strength, 6 in perception, 1 in endurance, 5 in charisma, 7 in intelligence, 9 in agility, 14 in luck. I left an additional 2 more perks for anyone that wants to put it in their own area. So it's pretty much just a heavy gunner build. Yeah, this is the generic stuff. Not really too insane. Pretty basic perks here. But that's it. That's the top 10 list. I do have an additional 2 more weapons that I'm going to show off right now. My 2 special weapons. My first exclusive weapon that I'm going to show, I have the Auto Axe. Now, the Auto Axe is by far one of the coolest weapons in all of Fallout 76. It is very, very fun. And it hits like a freight train. It's definitely my favorite out of the automatic melee weapon collection. That guy just died to the explosion. You can just see how it's melting these super mutants. I mean, they honestly stand no chance. Barely a chance at best. So, yeah, this is the Auto Axe. I'm going to show you how to get the weapon plants for it and what mods to put on it and what build I'm using. Plans for the Auto Axe, there are 2 different methods, but both methods are why this is considered an exclusive weapon. The first method is by doing the expeditions in the pit and getting lots of stamps to then trade into Giuseppe, if I'm saying that right, at the White Spring Resort. Now, it would take you a couple months to get that many stamps and a lot of grinding to get the Auto Axe. But there is another way. You can go to the Atomic Shop right now to this date and go on and buy the Auto Axe, which is right here. It will give you the crafting for it. So, super cool that we can get it now. I feel like that it was a little too tedious, but you know, this game is a grind, like always. Now, of course, the mods you will have to purchase from Giuseppe, so you still will have to do some work. But they don't cost nearly as much as the Auto Axe. So, I'm running the Bloodied, not a Vampires, so I'm doing even more damage. The weapon breaks 50% slower, and I do 50% limb damage, which are very good. The only mod that is on this weapon is the Electrified, which is right there. So, yeah, it's super simple, just one mod, that's it. And it's going to cost you about 40 stamps. Each mission will probably give you 10, so about 4 missions. Pretty simple. So, for this, I'm running 15 strength, 3 perception, 1 endurance, 6 charisma, 11 intelligence, 9 agility, and 11 luck. This is what the build's going to look like. Make sure you're running the correct melee perks and that you're running the 2-handed. I'm using the Glowing Sight, the Radical, Suppressor, Tenderizer, Nerd Rage, Power User, Science Master, Gunsmith, Action Boy, Adrenaline, Bloody Mess, Better Criticals, Class Freak, and Starch Jeans. This is it for the Auto Axe, and this is the first out of the 2 exclusive weapons. Moving on to the next, and the last. For the last weapon on the exclusive list, I have the Cold Shoulder. The Cold Shoulder is a pretty unique weapon, and I personally find it pretty fun to use. It's a little weird. I mean, it's a shotgun, so, I mean, it's not going to be your standard, you know, fully automatic Gauss shotgun or anything crazy, but it sure is a fun one. and I have been loving it. If you want something on your list that is good, works pretty much in all scenarios, kills in practically 2 bullets, and works really well in VAT, sometimes even 1, it's a little weird how it works, then, oh, there you go, then you might just like the Cold Shoulder. Of course, the Cold Shoulder has, 8 bullets in it instead of the traditional 2 because of its perks. But I'm going to show you how to get it, where to get it, and the mods and the build that you just saw. To get the weapon plans for the Cold Shoulder, there is only one way. This way is going to require a little bit of microtransactions, so be prepared to drop about $7. The Cold Shoulder can only be bought from the Atom Shop, and I would have to say I recommend buying it. I'm going to go ahead and show you the mods that are on this gun. This gun is a little bit like the Fixer. You have to scrap the double barrel shotguns to get your attachments. You're going to want to put on the aligned long barrel. Actually, I'm pretty sure you don't even have to use a stock at all, actually. But if you do want a stock, you can do the aligned stock, which is a pretty good one. So if you would like a stock, I would run the aligned stock. The reflex scope, or the dot, no muzzle, and the paint's super cool. I really like it. To be honest, pretty awesome. Now, you cannot put on any 3-star perks on this gun. It comes equipped with its perks already. It's 4 times ammo capacity, it's 50 plus damage to crippets, and it's gradual freezing that reduces target's movement and speed up to 85% for 4 seconds. This is really good for the Scorch Beast Queen and other bosses, because while your friends and other people are dishing out as much damage, all you have to do is slow it down. This gun is very good. Good damage, overall, a 10 out of, actually I'd give it like a 8 or 9, 8.5 out of 10. Truly a really good gun and worth the money if you're wanting to spend it. Now for the build. I used 15 strength, 6 perception, 2 endurance, 7 charisma, 6 intelligence, 9 agility, and 11 luck. So, for this one, you're going to run all the Master Shotgunner perks, or all the shotgun perks, and Blocker. Now, I don't have the other two for this, but you're going to want to have Scattershot maxed out. Definitely Skeet Shooter. You're going to need excellent accuracy. Even in the clip that I just showed you, you notice it was not that accurate. You're going to need the extra accuracy. Concentrated Fire, it has to be at max. Aluminum Skeleton, you don't have to run that, but Radical always. Lone Wanderer, Suppressor, Tenderizer, Nerd Rage, Power User, Gunsmith, Action Boy, Covert Operative, Adrenaline. You don't even really have to run the 1 perk on Gunsmith. I just added it because I wanted to. To be honest, the gun, it never breaks. If I'm going to be honest with you, this thing, it doesn't budge. So honestly, don't even really need it. Action Boy, Covert Operative, Adrenaline, Bloody Mess, Better Criticals, Class Freak, and Starch Jeans. This is the Cold Shoulder build. And, well, that's it. Thank you, everybody, for watching my video. I'd like to give a huge thanks to everyone that's actually watching these videos. I thought with all the new players that are coming to Fallout 76, I'd make a video showing out my top 10 best weapons to use, how to get them, and how to do all this stuff in just one semi-ish long video, because I know that there's a lot of videos that talk about all the best guns. It could be their opinion, it might not be their opinion. I think that these guns are truly very good. They're easily obtainable, except for maybe the majority of 1 or 2. Actually 3 of them. The Enclave plasma rifle, and I think it was 2 other guns. I can't remember which ones they were. But, everything else is pretty accessible. I've given the locations. I've given you the probabilities of you finding them. If you guys like to see more content like this, I was thinking about making a top 10 best tips for new beginners. And, it'd really appreciate it if you guys tell me if I should make that a video or not. But further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And tell me in the comment section which one did you like the most? Which gun was your favorite? Personally, I like the plasma caster. I've always loved it. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. But have a great day. Have a great evening wherever you are. Peace.